As a girl who pursues refined frugality, the aunties downstairs team up to grab groceries, while I mingle in all kinds of discount groups. Right before the doomsday downpour, I luckily stockpiled a big batch of discounted supplies, and ended up saving my own life because of it. A little after 8 p.m., several messages suddenly popped up in the discount group to thank new and returning customers for your support. As our grand opening special, our biggest promotion is about to begin. Limited quantity. First come, first served. So-called discount groups sell items at low prices because the packaging is damaged, but it absolutely doesn't affect use. As a girl who pursues refined frugality, I'm in more discount groups than I have contacts lying in my WeChat. With 1 minute left before the sale started, I widened my eyes, instinctively holding my breath. Everyone wants good stuff that's cheap. At times like this, it's a battle of speed. Very soon, a countdown appeared on my phone screen. 3, 2, 1, go. Big brand self-heating hot pot. Original price 119 yuan per case. Now 59 yuan per case. Oh my god, 50% off. Start with 10 cases. Right after that, another link slid by. Master So and So instant noodles. Original price 59 yuan per case. Now 39 yuan per case. Limit to cases per flavor. Braised beef, spicy, old pickle sauerkraut, chicken and mushroom, seafood. 2 cases of each flavor. That's a year's worth of instant noodles sorted, alcohol fuel cubes. A great helper for outdoor picnics. Original price 30 yuan per case. Now 19.9 yuan per case. Buy 5 cases and get a matching tower stove for free. They're discounting and throwing in a stove. What's there to hesitate about? Why wait? Sanitary pads, wet wipes, and box tissues, big brands guaranteed. Originally 79%. Now 39.9%. Discounts this steep don't come often. Thinking of my tissues running low, I decisively ordered 10 sets, juices, 5 flavors. Originally 39.9%. Now 29.9% each is a 2-liter large bottle. Let's do 2 sets. Next came frozen foods, hot pot soup bases, ready-to-eat products, pure milk, 8 treasure porridge, luncheon meat cans, all kinds of snacks, cured meats, air-dried sausages. Discounts save money, but they can also make you lose your head. The midnight promotion ended right on time. Seeing my little savings shrink by half, I realized a bit late that I'd been too impulsive. I actually spent over 10,000 yuan. You know, as an office worker making 5,000 a month. It took me over a year to save these 20,000 plus. Still thinking that for the next few months, I won't need to spend extra on supplies. I quickly felt relieved. The same products, sold in discount groups, are nearly half the price of the supermarket. Buying them is basically earning. I really am a little savings expert. At daybreak, the discount group owner DM'd me because I spent such a large amount this time. The shop would prioritize home delivery. Seeing such good news, I was delighted. Turning around and seeing the water dispenser empty, I immediately grabbed my phone and opened the water ordering app. A notification popped up quickly on the order screen. To give back to new and old customers, we now offer 1 free barrel for every 10 ordered. Staring at the newly popped up notice, I took a deep breath. Hey, who could refuse a free barrel of water? Since the shop doing the promo is in the same city, staff delivered to my door by afternoon. Case after case of supplies soon filled the whole living room. There were a few boxes of self-heating hot pots left to move. Since I wasn't feeling up to it, I let the delivery guy head off first. I, at my own slow pace, carried 3 boxes of self-heating hot pots back. Halfway there, a snicker sounded beside me. Suyoio. You really never change. Still buying cheap junk to eat? It was my ex who cheated on me last month. Mao Bufon lives in the same complex as me. He and I met through a mutual friend setup. Turns out that scumbag Mao Bufon, though he looks honest, is actually a playboy. Not only two-timing, the little sisters in his contacts outnumber my discount groups. Even after the breakup, he often harasses me, mocking me for liking discount goods, saying it's tacky. I look down at the self-heating hot pots in my arms. How is that tacky? It's just the outer boxes have some damage. Guys like Mao Bufon are born to show off and feel superior. Reasoning with such people is useless. I set down the box in my arms, suddenly took a few steps forward, and slapped him across the face hard. Then kicked him a few times for good measure. Good dogs don't block the road. Get lost. Mao Bufon was stunned. And it was his girlfriend who reacted first. She held up her phone and threatened, "How can you hit someone? Believe it or not, I'll call the police and have you arrested." Call the police? I let out a dry laugh. And also took out my phone, then let the police come. I happen to have something I want to share with everyone. Hearing that, Mao Bufon seemed to realize something. His face changed enough. What's the point of arguing with this lunatic? Seeing the drama disperse just like that, the onlookers looked unsatisfied. An old lady came up and asked, "Young lady, what was it you said you were going to share with us just now?" Of course I couldn't air out Mao Bufon's dirty laundry. Some things lose their value once said aloud. Back home, I cleared out the storage room first. The apartment has 2 bedrooms and a living room. My bestie lives in the other bedroom. Taking advantage of this week's shift swap, he saved up 3 days for a short trip back home. Over 10,000 yuan worth of supplies isn't that much, but it still packed the storage room full. Just as I was checking the orders, it suddenly started to rain outside. Bean-sized raindrops slammed the glass, fast and hard. A thin veil of mist quickly shrouded the whole complex. Right then, a message suddenly popped up on my phone. A red rainstorm warning from the Meteorological Bureau. Right after that, the company group also posted a notice, colleagues. A red rainstorm warning has been issued. To cooperate with the authorities, the company will suspend operations for 3 days. During this period, cease all outdoor activities. Do not go out unless necessary. Be sure to close doors and windows, and ensure your personal safety. 3 days off. I looked up at the curtain of rain outside. A wave of unease welling up. I thought for a moment, and filled the bathtub and the kitchen basins with water. After all, the supplies I stockpiled were enough for me to eat for half a year. The only worry was a water or power outage. Soon, the residents group for the complex forwarded the local government's notice. Dear residents, the Meteorological Bureau has issued a persistent red rainstorm warning. Please keep doors and windows closed, and do not go out to avoid unnecessary losses. Many residents in the group didn't take such messages seriously. There are typhoons every year, and life goes on, doesn't it? Schools suspend classes, company shut down. Finally, a legitimate excuse to rest. The school just notified us. They're letting out to hours early today. Anyone want to go pick up the kids together? Seeing the residents joking around in the group, my tense heart eased a little. I'm not a local, so dealing with typhoons, I'm not as experienced as the locals. But if all the locals say don't make a fuss, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Maybe I was overreacting. I exhaled, lay on the sofa, and started scrolling videos to distract myself. What I didn't expect was that this persistent red rainstorm warning for Lanchi actually hit the trending list Even my parents and relatives far out in the northwest took notice. Dad. Mom, don't worry. My building has dozens of floors. No matter how big the rain, it won't reach me. Auntie, I've got loads of food here. I won't go hungry, little aunt. Don't worry. I'll tape up the windows in a moment. Make sure no rain gets in. After fielding all the relatives' concerns, I finally exhaled. Back home in the northwest. It's mountainous. Deep inland. And we see little rainfall year-round. Let alone a red alert torrential storm. I pressed my face to the window, peering at the blurry complex below. It's just a torrential storm. No way it can keep raining for 3 days straight. As it turned out, I was naive. The torrential rain really did last 3 days. By day 3, water had flooded the first floor of the complex. Residents finally began to panic. What's with this rainstorm? What day is this already? Yeah, we've had heavy rains before. But they come and go. Not like this. Without a single pause. Forget pausing, never mind that. Can someone come lend a hand? My house is taking on water. Seeing that message, a few warm-hearted neighbors volunteered to go help. This is human kindness, I suppose. Helping others within your ability. I cooked a pot of steaming 8 treasure porridge and let out a satisfied sigh. Power, water, and gas went out on the second day of the storm. Being able to eat something hot now was thanks to those cases of alcohol fuel cubes. On day 5 of the storm, the rain hit the windows like stones, making my heart pound. In my memory, I'd never seen rain like this. As if tens of thousands of troops were pouring down, unstoppable. I stared wide-eyed at the window, watching the raging wind and rain outside, feeling the faint vibration of the glass. Suddenly, rain began seeping in through the window gaps. I hurried to tape up the leaks. These days, the residents group had turned into a mutual aid group. My kid has a fever. Does anyone have ibuprofen or cold medicine? We've run out of vegetables, but we still have some instant noodles and dried noodles. Anyone willing to trade? Our house is flooded. Asking for someone kind to take us in. Paid. As the messages piled up, my heart tightened again. Especially when someone said the neighboring county was a flood diversion zone. I suddenly remembered. My bestie's hometown is a township in that county, Yao Yao. Her words cut off halfway. I could sense something was wrong in her voice. Yo-ayo. The terrain here is too low. Tens of thousands of mu of crops are flooded. What about you and your parents? Water came into the house. We can only move to higher ground. Leaning by the window, listening to her call. My eyes reddened. 301,902. That's the code to my bedroom. There's some food in there. And a basic medical kit. If you feelin' well, remember to take medicine right away. You can't be too trusting. If rescue doesn't come, don't foolishly hand everything out to others. Yoayo, you must take good care of yourself. After hanging up, my stomach growled. So I went to the kitchen to cook a pack of spicy noodles. While the noodles were boiling, I went back to the window to keep watch. Cars that had barely made it out of the underground garage were submerged again. Looking out the window, I could only see little car roofs. Since the torrential rain began, the first thing I did each morning was message home that I was safe. The crackling rain, paired with Mom's nagging, oddly calmed me down. After days of cooling temps, several neighbors in the building had low fevers. but with over a meter of standing water. Vehicles couldn't get in, and those inside couldn't get out. Exchange posts in the mutual aid group kept growing. Some lacked water. Some lacked food. Everyone was trapped at home, passively waiting for rescue. On day 10 of the storm, the water had reached the third floor. Third floor residents cursed as they moved upstairs. I pricked up my ears to listen, but couldn't make out much. Power and water had long since been cut. My chats with family shrank from half-hour calls to a few rushed sentences. Mom answered again today. I was puzzled. Where's Dad? Why hasn't he called me lately? There was a few seconds of silence before she said he went to the bathroom. Should I get him to talk to you now? No need, but after hanging up, I felt something was off. Once or twice could be coincidence, but every time I call, Dad's busy. Suyoayo, didn't you buy 3 cases of self-heating hot pots last week? I've got nothing to eat here. Give me 1 case. It was that scumbag Mao Bufon. I hung up without a thought. He texted to accuse me. Suyoayo, everyone's short on food and water now. How can you be so selfish? You won't even share a case of hot pots. Selfish. Me, I actually laugh from anger. Toss a dog a bone, and it'll wag its tail at you. But you, no matter how well I treated you, you still cheated with other women. I manually blocked him. Do you have any conscience at all, Suyoayo? There's floodwater everywhere outside. This is everyone's hardest time. Take out your supplies so we can get through this together. We're all neighbors. We see each other all the time. Can you really watch us starve? Seeing those messages, a few residents who hadn't stockpiled began to waver. Someone even added Mao Bufon. You said, there's someone named Suyoayo in our building who has quite a lot of supplies. Exactly, seeing someone engage him. He replied at once before the storm. One personally saw her carry 3 cases of self-heating hot pots home. The chat went awkwardly silent when no one bit. He kept shouting in the group, this Suyoayo likes buying cheap discount goods. Who knows how much food she's hoarded? She just won't share with everyone. Believe me, I'm her boyfriend. I know her best. Someone couldn't stand him hogging public attention like that. And replied, boyfriend? More like ex-boyfriend dumped. Otherwise, why torment the poor girl? Hoping us displaced folks will go cause her trouble. Reading the chat, a chill rose in my chest. It had only been a bit over 10 days. People still had some supplies, so reason still held. But as time passed, everyone's supplies would dwindle. I didn't dare imagine if Mao Bufon had waited a few more days to post that. What kind of trouble would it bring me? I took a deep breath and posted the evidence I'd collected before our breakup directly into the group. Almost the instant the video uploaded, the group exploded. Oh, that's wild. No wonder she dumped him. Who could stand a guy like that? Suyoayo, you're ruthless. Just you wait. After those 2 threats, Mao Bufon went silent. But I had a bad feeling he was brewing something worse. I put down my phone and paced the living room. I live in Building B. He lives in Building A. with water that deep downstairs. We shouldn't run into each other for now. Unless someone gets desperate. After a long think. My eyes fell on the front door. If he wanted to get in, it would have to be through there. I checked the locks, my bedroom and storage room. Both have keypad locks. No code, no entry. I figured, if the front door is the first line, the bedroom is the second. Before bed, I moved a small shoe cabinet into just the right spot. So even if someone got into the living room, unless they took the door off, they could never push it open. Sure, I'd have to set it up every night. A hassle. But compared to my safety, a little hassle is nothing. On day 12 of the storm, I woke after a night, safe and sound, hearing cheers outside. My eyes lit up. I hurried to the window. But unfortunately, it wasn't the rescue team. It was scattered supplies floating on the water. Probably some supermarket left a window open. As the water rose, goods were washed off the shelves. It was too far to tell what the floating things were. But the colorful packages looked like food. I even saw Mao Bufang clinging to his window, peering out. But sadly, he can't swim. Even if the supplies drifted near Building A's entrance, he could only look longingly. On day 15 of the storm, the residents group posted new updates. In recent days, under the impact of torrential rains, multiple cities worldwide are flooded. The Land City Kishan County reservoir in our country has breached, sending massive floodwaters into Yuz County. Water depth has reached over 15 meters. Areas around Yuz County are expected to be affected to varying degrees. Residents, please pay attention to your safety. At present, multiple national rescue teams are heading to Yuz County to assist. Reading this notice, my hands trembled uncontrollably, and I frantically called my bestie Sun Yao. Hello. The number you dialed is powered off. Please try again. Hello. The number you dialed is powered off. Couldn't get through, not at all. Holding back tears, I reread the last messages she sent me yesterday. Yoayo, the rescue team's here, so many people. If the rescue team had arrived, how could a dam breach still happen? Unable to reach her, I could only piece together scraps of news online. Searching. By day I was too worried to eat. By night I was too hungry to sleep. With a sigh, I cooked myself a bowl of fragrant spicy noodles. Suddenly, I heard the lock turning outside. Someone was picking my door. My heart clenched. Instinctively, I wanted to run to the bedroom, but then I thought, if he gets into the living room, isn't the bedroom next? Besides, my door is a 99,000 yuan, 5A super anti-theft door, top tier. It'll take a lot to get through it. Thinking that, I forced myself to stop. Whoever you are outside, leave now, or I'll call for help. Silence for a moment. Then a voice, Yoayo. Don't be scared, it's me. It was Mao Bufan. I stumbled back a few steps, Yoayo. I mean no harm. I just wanted to borrow some supplies from you. Scumbags really never give up, huh? Mao Bufan, I advise you to leave right now. Otherwise, I'll really call people in the group chat. Yo, I'm really desperate here. Just for the sake of our past relationship, let me in to grab some food, okay? I didn't say a word, but I knew very well Mao Bufan wouldn't stop until he got his way. So I quickly asked for help in the resident group chat. Everyone, can someone please help me? The scumbag came to rob my supplies. He's knocking on my lock right now. It was already midnight. I didn't know how many people could see my message. So I kept copying and pasting it, spamming the chat, hoping the notification sound would wake someone up. I held a kitchen knife in my hand, eyes fixed on the door. Once that video went viral, Mao Bufon and I completely fell out. I didn't believe he'd just take some supplies and leave. Nor did I believe he would let me go. You filthy woman. You really don't know what's good for you. Just wait. Once I get this door open, I'll make you regret it. The door was pounding loudly. Clearly he was trying to break it down by force. I held my phone tightly, eyes glued to the screen, hoping someone would see my SOS. Gradually, I began to lose hope. The noise was so loud. Yet my neighbors, not one of them came to help. Mao Bufon was already breaking in. Would he really hesitate to kill me? After all, if I died with no evidence, no one could ever hold him accountable. The door was shaking harder and harder. Just when I thought a fight was inevitable, a new message popped up: don't open the door. I'm coming to help you. That's right. It was that old-fashioned guy who muted me for 3 hours. Because I posted Mao Bufon's video. How long until you get here? I can barely hold out. 2 minutes, he replied. I let out a sigh of relief. If I could just last 2 more minutes, I'd be safe. After a few knocks on the door, I opened it. And there he was. Mao Bufon tied up tightly. I finally breathed a sigh of relief. I turned toward the administrator. Thank you, Grandpa Chen, for your help. The man's expression changed slightly, and he slowly said, Grandpa. I quickly looked up and saw a man in his 20s. He wasn't the one I had been trading with. But isn't the account named Old Chen? Chen Yu smiled faintly. This account used to belong to my father. After he retired, he handed it over to me. I nodded. As promised, I made the payment, giving them the tap water I had stored in advance. I'd already said, when I had collected that water, whether it spoiled or not, whether it was drinkable or not, none of my business. Chen Yu even gave me a door stopper, saying it worked better than anything else. Attention citizens. The Meteorological Bureau has issued a new typhoon warning. A super typhoon, Kayla, will make landfall on the southeastern coast tomorrow evening. It will pass through Lanchi, Tallinn and Yun City. Please take precautions and ensure your personal safety. When people saw that news, the internet immediately filled with complaints. Residents in our group chat panicked too, although our complex wasn't right. In the typhoon's path, we'd still be affected. Soon the chat started buzzing again. Have extra tape, I'll trade food. Urgently need a bag of mineral water. I'll trade instant noodles for 1 bottle. Does anyone have diarrhea medicine? I ate something that floated in on the water yesterday. Now my stomach really hurts. Reading those messages made me panic even more. I'd only ever seen disasters like typhoons on TV before. But now it was real, happening right around me. As evening approached, I tried calling my family to calm myself down. But after dialing the number, I realized the call wouldn't go through. Looking closer, the signal on my phone was completely gone. I'd never felt such intense fear before. For half a month, there had already been red-level storm warnings. But this time, the rain was worse than ever. It felt like the sky had been torn open. Rain poured down endlessly. The windows were being pounded so hard, as if they could shatter any second. Raindrops started seeping through the window cracks. I didn't dare wipe it away this time, afraid the glass might explode. And I'd be swept into that endless storm. Gradually, something felt wrong. The floor beneath my feet started to tremble slightly. Time passed second by second. Then suddenly, a sharp scream pierced the air. A tornado. I couldn't see outside, but the shaking building didn't lie. That roaring sound, mixed with explosions from collapsing buildings, kept piercing my ears. My legs went weak, my heart pounding wildly. It's over. What if our building collapses too? I'd seen on TV how tornadoes sweep across, mixing rain, cars, trees, even shattered buildings, tearing through everything with unstoppable force. I didn't know how long it lasted. Maybe minutes, maybe just seconds. Then suddenly, I don't know how long it lasted. A few minutes or maybe only a dozen seconds. I snapped my eyes open. The pain in my body felt all too real. Anne hadn't faded yet. I ran to the bedside to check. Outside, a light drizzle was falling. I turned my head, my stored supplies were still there.